Go. Happy first day of spring. Hallelujah is all I'm going to say to that one. So first day of spring, I know it's going to be an incredible call today. We're talking about leadership development, which I know all of you, first and foremost, you wouldn't be where you're at in your business if you didn't have some skill of leadership development. I know it is an everlasting skill that has to be fine-tweaked, tuned to the nature of who you are attracting. But I also feel like it's a trait that, once you get to this level, sometimes we're thinking, what the crap do we do with them? Like, we have these rock stars. They see all of our success. They want to be part of it. Now, how do I get them to where I am at? How do I get them to be, better than me? Because we all know, if they are more successful than you, that's actually creates your greatest success. So I really hope you guys can see that, and you really want leaders to lead and guide you alongside. So with that being said, I'm going to open up this call. Please, if you're not talking, do mute yourself. I know it's noisy around here as well, but I will mute myself. But I want to just jump right into this. So leadership development. And I just want to kind of go around with best practices. And of course, I'll chime in at the very end and maybe, talk about what I work with top coaches. But I really want to hear from you ladies first. So does somebody mind just jumping on and just talking about, okay, yes, Allie, I love it. Go.
I'm still hyped up on Energize for my workouts, so I'm all about it. But I think for me, the biggest thing with leadership development is always leading from the front. That's been the biggest thing on my team. So for me, I'm a firm believer, even from the young age, from high school sports and college athletics, everything, is you have to be able to be a good follower before you're a good leader. So you have to know who to follow, and you want to align yourself with their vision so that it helps you create your own. So making sure that right away your new coaches, when they come in, they're surrounded by good energy and they're with people that are good to follow. So you have to give them, you have to be that person to follow. So leading from the front, hitting Success Club by the 5th or the 10th and being at the top of your team's leaderboard, showing them that even you, after X number of years or months in the business, you are still finding people to hit Success Club, and you are, it's not a scarce market. So just leading from the front and giving them that example to follow, and making sure they're following other coaches who are also that good example, and making sure if that negative energy is coming in, that you're squashing it right away. So that's my biggest tip, is leading from the front. And if you start to falter, and if you start to find yourself being negative or anything like that, your team is affected so dramatically. Even if you don't talk to them at all, they can feel your energy. So that's my biggest tip, is to make sure that you're on top of your game constantly so that they can be on top of theirs.
Thank you so much. That was perfect. Okay, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Yeah.
First of all, I love that, Allie. That is so freaking true. And the thing is, I love taking notes from hearing from other leaders, because even just to remind me what's going well, or, those gut punches you get. So I'm really aware of gut punches. It usually tells me it's something I need to tweak and go back to. But one of the biggest things that I've been doing, as of last week, we're officially 6-star qualifying, should be 7-star qualifying here shortly, should be 9-star qualifying very quickly after that. Yeah, you guys, but it took me 4 years to get here, and my first 2 diamonds are gone. So, but it doesn't matter. But let me just say this. One of the biggest things I've learned is, and I'm going to tag right along what Allie said, is doing exactly what she said. I squash that negative energy. I don't allow negative energy on my pages, in my groups, period. The other thing that I do is I live in the fundamentals. I stay in the things that work. And there was a point that my success partner and I really had to squash it with her, is that we were overtraining on information. There's a time that you can train because you want to show everybody what you know, and you want to teach them new things. And that's busy work. If they aren't hitting Success Club on a monthly basis, if they aren't doing the fundamentals of this business, then overtraining them on Facebook ads and this thing and that thing is bright, shiny things, and they will stay and work on that busy work and not do the stuff that moves the needle forward. So I always make sure that I'm moving the needle forward, and I don't overtrain my team. So I'm always staying in the things that help me to grow. I also stayed in my leadership, and I stayed completely vulnerable. I don't pretend I have all the answers, and I don't pretend that I don't stumble and bumble. So anyways, those are things that I do.
Love it. Thank you so much, Tulin. Who wants to go next?
I can go. So yes, echo on everything that the other 2 ladies just said. I think staying vulnerable is where you're going to stay relatable, because so many of these coaches come in and they're like, see these accolades of elite or Success Club legend or all-star, and they're like, crap, I'm never going to get there. So being able to share those things, but staying in phase 1 means that you're doing those behaviors, getting up. I'll do Friday 5 a.m. Power hours. And I mean, I work from home. I don't have to do my power at 5 a.m., but I do it because that is what got me here, and to be able to pay for my job and to be kids. And so I'm constantly trying to duplicate and recreate that stuff for my team and reminding them that just because I was able to quit my job after 15 months didn't mean that I don't have to continue to work, because if I don't stay in phase 1, guess what? I have to go back to work for somebody else, and I refuse to ever send my kids back to daycare. But I also talk about this business as being a blessing and remind people, because so many people, and Britt, you and I talked about this, but so many people get caught up in the shiny things and they forget where they came from. And then they feel entitled to things, which makes me absolutely crazy. And so going back, like I've been recently looking at my Facebook memories, and if you guys have this, share them in your team pages of those posts that you made where you sound ridiculous, that you failed forward and you got 4 likes. Because I know for my team, it can be intimidating. If I shared yesterday, it was just a video where I was jumping up and down celebrating 6 months of sobriety, and I have 2,100 views on it and like 400 likes. And they're like, how do you do that? You have to build the audience and you have to remind them. So I talked about that, but I also shared something from 3 years ago where I got 2 likes. And guess what? It was my dad and my coach. So I think that's so important, is just to stay in phase 1 and just remind them that we all started where they're starting.
I'll go. I think this is so cool and so awesome. If you hear barking, it's because I'm being a dog aunt for a couple days. I don't know how I like it. But yeah, this is just like, I think for my team, it's just like, don't overcomplicate things. Like, don't overcomplicate Success Club. Don't overcomplicate going diamond. I did all of that. I overcomplicated it. So my point to that is being completely transparent. So from New Leader Conference, I loved the vision and the mission. Like, if you don't know who you're showing up for, but why you're showing up, you're going to not do it. So your vision, and I tell this to my team all the time, your vision is the thing that makes you cry. Like, that is the thing that just keeps you going. But the mission is what keeps you honest and humble. It's what keeps you doing that invite. It's what keeps you grinding when you feel like you're hearing no, no, no. But that transparency is so vital for my team to see. So for example, I open up my conversations to my team. I'll go live and show them exactly how I'm handling an objection or how I'm seeing past it. When someone tells me a no, I can see past it, and how I can help educate that person to see their potential. And so I do that with my team a lot. I open up exactly what's going, but also they see, wow, there isn't a magic script formula post. Like, it's genuine vulnerability, it's genuine conversation, it's caring about people and empowering people, which brings me to my next point. I tell people that it's not inviting, it's empowering. If you can empower someone in a conversation and make them feel like there's hope and make them feel like they can hit any goal because you're going to be there right there with them, that is a major difference than being a creep, being salesy, and being afraid. It's either you're being lazy or afraid of an invite. And I don't know about you guys, but that invite is that golden ticket and the bridge to your vision. So if they're not doing the vision part of this, they're not going to make it happen. So transparency as a leader is vital with positivity and movement, not just like complaining, but actually just be like, hey, like, let me open this up for you. Let me show you what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just empowering people.
Okay, 9 minutes in, and I have over a page and a half of notes. I hope you're taking notes. Holy crap. Okay, keep going. Who wants to go next? I love it. Thanks, Julianne.
I'll go next if it's okay.
Yes, go.
Well, it's not too loud where I'm at. One of the things that I've been doing, I love everything that you guys are saying about how to basically develop yourself as leaders and empower your people. And one of the things that I started doing, and I actually got it from a call that I was on, I don't even remember who brought it up, but empowering my coaches to take ownership of their business and be leaders on the team page. Because I feel like a lot of times they come in and they feel like, oh, it's Shayna's team page. I can't be a part of that. So really empowering them to step up as leaders. I do a thing called the Empowered Emerald Program, which is what I heard on this call before, where when my coaches become Emerald coaches, I reach out to them and I say, hey, you're an Emerald coach. This is awesome. You're stepping into your leadership role. I would love for you to be a part of the team page and take over for a week. Share the National Wake Up Call on Monday. Share a quick live video in the team page where you feel more comfortable and you're not so nervous about sharing it to the world. It's just our team, about your story, about where you're at, why you started, how you got to Emerald, and then throughout the week, share a couple of tips that are going to be beneficial to the team that have really helped you, so that they're hearing from people other than me. Because I feel like a lot of times they hear from me so much that they're like, oh, okay, Shana, we get it, Success Club, whatever. But when they hear it from other coaches, it's really good, and it kind of empowers them to step up and be a part of the team page as well. So it's not just me posting all the time.
Beautiful. I don't know when you heard that because I missed that, but I love it. So whoever shared that, that was money probably a year ago, but I love it. Thanks, Shana. Okay, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Oh.
Go ahead, Jess.
Okay, I'll go. So mine is kind of similar to the whole leading from the front, and also always showing them that I'm always in phase one with them. And one thing that's been working really well for our team is doing little pods. So little group messages on Facebook where we do voice memos back and forth, and they're small, like 10 or less people. But showing them that I'm in it with them. I find a lot of my coaches overcomplicate things. Like the second they sign up one coach, they're like, doing things that like a 5-star diamond coach would be doing. And it's like, oh, focus on the basics. Like people think they don't have to do those 4 vital behaviors anymore once they like are an Emerald coach, and realizing like we gotta keep it simple. I always tell them like we don't have to work like you have to work hard, but like work smart and just do the basics rather than overcomplicating things. So we have group messages going on. I've got like one for like a Success Club pod. So all my coaches who are working towards Success Club. I've got one for my coaches who are, hustling for a diamond. I've got one for just like my new baby coaches that I want to help, but showing them what I'm doing every single day, because I find duplicating is exactly where the money is and like the gold in this business, and showing them what I'm doing on a daily basis so they can see like I'm down here too doing like my personal development. I'm inviting, like I'm not too above those things, and sharing those things back and forth. It really inspires my other coaches to do the basic things and not to get so far away from just the simple things like showing up in your workouts, showing up, and inviting people and inspiring people that way and doing your personal development. But those little success pods have been really big for us, and developing leaders and letting my coaches learn from the other people rather than, or the other coaches on the team, and helping develop coaches further down from me. So, if I've got inactive diamonds, that I'm still able to help their coaches and without like going above them, because we're all just doing this together.
Love it. Okay, Breezy, go.
So mine was kind of like the whole leadership in the team page type of a thing, that people letting everybody step up. So I don't know if you guys subscribe to the Darren Daily text messages, but last week, the Darren Daily, there was 4 of them, and they were all on leadership and like building strong teams. And he used this analogy of ducks, like how ducks fly. And ducks fly in a V, and they do it so they like carry the weight of each other. So there's a purpose to how they fly. And the other cool thing is like when the lead duck gets tired, he falls back, and then one comes up and steps up. So he used this whole duck analogy and through all these. So I would definitely check it out. Lots of wisdom there. But the cool thing, I guess, is when I listened to that, that's kind of what my team has been doing. And we kind of did it on accident because I struggled for the last little while. The last couple of years I struggled with health and different things, but it allowed my leaders to step up. And it's actually been an amazing thing because we have all of our diamonds in a page. We have like our emeralds in a leadership group. And what it's allowed everybody to do is step up into those different roles. And they realize, oh, well, Breezy's an elite coach, but I'm doing the same behaviors as she is, and I can do the same thing she does. So I can create this kind of environment with my team too. So anyway, that's something I feel like we've been doing okay, but same type of things like letting people, we do a diamond of the month. They take over, they have their team help them with certain things in the team page, like the posts and the motivation, the going live.
the team calls, things like that. So that's the other thing I've really tried to focus on is deep leadership. I know when, as a new coach, as a new diamond, I was so focused on my, like my people that I didn't really break out, but there's so many people deep in the downline, some people that just want it. So I think it's important to always be looking for those leaders deep in your downline, and because there's so many people that can just really lift the team. So there you go.
Love it. Thank you, Breezy, so much. Yes. Who wants to go next?
Something I wanted to share. So I explained on the last call that my team has died a death. So I'm like the total opposite, where you guys are like, I have leaders and they're doing this stuff and I'm empowering the team. My team has vanished, right? I'm like the only one on the page, like, hey, posting like a maniac. And I think it's got to the point where everyone is just like, shut up, Ashleen. So I was talking to my success partner, Vicky, about this last week, that I started experimenting, seeing what will motivate them, what will get them to re-engage again, because I've been leading by example. I've been doing everything, that everyone's saying here, and nothing's working. So I tried, the tough love. I tried leading by example. I tried stepping back. I tried everything. And then I actually asked them 2 weeks ago, what would motivate you to want to push for Success Club, or, what we're supposed to do? And I said, would it be knowing that you can earn the trip for free? Because I don't think they quite put that together, that you can get a trip from hitting Success Club. And some of them were like, yeah, but some of them were like, well, honestly, what would feel good is just having little wins recognized, even rewarded. And I was like, okay, like what? And some of them started sharing that, even for just, doing consistent business activity tracker, doing that like a week in a row, seeing that we're being acknowledged, that our work's being acknowledged. And I was like, okay, I get it. Part of me, the leader sort of side of me is like, why do you need to be recognized for doing like 7 days of your business activity tracker? But the other part of me is like, okay, I'm open, let's talk about this. And so we got to a discussion of how they would be super empowered and motivated if they knew that every like Monday to Sunday, they posted their accountability for the week, that they would do it if they knew there was a little reward at the end of it. And I was like, cool. And I said, well, this has to be relative. It can't be like, here's a $10 gift card for doing 7 days of your vital behaviors. Like, I'd be bankrupt, right? But what if it was just something silly and fun? So I came up with this idea of the mystery gift of the week. And we started it just last week as an experiment, and they're all going bananas. I've never seen so much activity in my team. And literally I said to them, like, it's going to be little small gifts. It might just be something from 99 cents or a Target bin, like a little journal, or it could be anything, just silly and small and cute. One of them even said, here, like, print off some affirmations, go get a little frame from 99 cents and send that, like little things like that. And I was like, wow. But they were fired up about it. So I realized that's their language. It's rewards and recognition. And I feel they were burnt out because it was only the same people getting recognized over and over and over again. And they were feeling insignificant, which I know some of us are like, okay, well, if they're not doing anything, why should they be getting rewarded? But I tried this, and all of a sudden, like, there's a girl who disappeared a year and a half ago. Never heard anything from her. I mean, defriended. She was like, one of my personally sponsored coaches defriended me. She just came out of the blue. She hopped on our team call. She consistently did our tracker. And she's one of the ones that's getting the prize now. 1 second, Gabriel. So by doing this, offering little rewards, my teams come back to life all of a sudden. Gabriel, calm down, please. He needs to paint. But I just wanted to share that I've been offering that, and maybe that's something to think about, because it's brought them all back from I don't know where. And I even offered, like, hey, we have different prizes. If you hit Success Club 5 mid-month, you're going to get like a little gift card or something. If you hit Success Club 5 at the end of the month, personal development book. But I've also said, look, if you don't do your tracker Monday to Sunday, that's no reason not post your tracker, your business activity tracker. How about we do a grand prize? One person goes into a raffle, a draw at the end of the month, and every time you post your tracker throughout the month, that earns you one entry. So everyone gets a chance to win this big grand prize. So they're just all going bananas, like doing their vital behaviors and posting the accountability. I've never seen anything like it. So for me, that's like brought my team back out of nowhere, and I just wanted to share that really fast while he's not going crazy. So I hope that all makes sense. Feel free to ask questions. There was a lot of information.
No, I love it. No, and we all have experienced that. I know I've talked to every single one of you who have experienced that and trying to figure out how to do so. But I love it. So thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate that. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Yes.
Hey, And first off, I want to say sorry, you guys. I missed the first call. My name's Amy, but I did watch your recording of your call, and I'm just so glad to be here. And I feel like what I'm going to say is, you know, a lot of bits and pieces from what you guys have already shared as far as leadership development, but I feel like, you know, we've talked about like their why, and then I feel like going even deeper is your coach's vision. You know, they kind of come to you with their why, and I feel like usually with coaches, you have to like peel it back and get them to think, you know, beyond what usually people are very surface level with it. And it kind of takes a little bit of digging to really uncover that. I feel like sometimes it takes a lot of time too to uncover that. But I think even beyond that, what I feel like has helped is just me really believing in them, which I know that sounds super simple, but, you know, what I think back to when I was a brand new coach and, you know, kind of nervous and, you know, didn't really know what I was doing. And it was really my upline coach instilling that belief in me. So she, you know, she believed in me before I believed in myself at all. So we have to believe in our coaches and let them know that we do believe in them. And it takes us telling them that. And then it also takes actions, like you said, with delegating things, which took me a long time to start doing. But I think that I got into that, you know, pattern as a leader of I need to do everything. I need to always be running this stuff for my team. And I was getting very overwhelmed and stressed. And also when I would reflect on my business, I would realize that I was way backwards on the whole 80-20 of building my business and also building my team. And so I feel like I've personally gone through seasons where, you know, I feel like I'm so focused on my own business that then I'm letting my team down, but then I flip it way too far the other direction where I'm putting so much into running different push groups or trainings for my team that I realize, dude, I'm not even just like doing my basic things for my own business to continue to grow. So for me, I've struggled to find that balance, but definitely what has helped is, that process of delegation. So right now I'm working with two other diamond leaders that are kind of like my sister coaches on my team, but we're running like a diamond training, but we've really delegated into our downline. So our diamonds are helping do some of the trainings, and in turn that's empowering them as leaders. And I remember another thing that my coach did is whenever she would ask me, hey, Amy, you know, I feel like you're really strong in this area. Could you talk to the team about it? It was always like, oh, seriously? Like, you know, I'm blushing like that. Just, you know, asking somebody. And I think I forget that. So I think remembering, you know, how our, you know, maybe we all didn't have uplines like this, but I know my upline's done a great job of this with, you know, asking leaders on the team to lead a training, or even like you said, just go live and share something that's working for them in the team page. And I think, you know, for me too, is thinking not just my diamonds or my emeralds, but even my new coaches who show up and hit Success Club 10 in their first couple months, and they're, you know, maybe before they're emerald even, but just recognizing them from day one and asking them to share what's working for them, you know, and not just, you know, because I realized too, and I heard a lot of you guys talk on the recording from the last call, was talking about rebuilding. And I definitely got to that point where after pushing for elite and hitting 5-star, and I was like thinking, you know, really my diamonds on my team were not the people that were really being the leaders on my team. But I had it in my head that those are the people that are my leaders. And then I'm like, but I'm forgetting all these amazing things that my emeralds are doing, or even some of my people that are like half emeralds are doing amazing things. And I need to just be more in tune to finding that and not just focusing on somebody's rank and that makes them a leader, because we all know that that doesn't make you a leader, you know? So that's kind of my thing. But so delegating, we have our diamonds helping us with this train to diamond, which first of all takes off so much pressure off of me. I'm like, I don't have to be responsible for all of this, but I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out. And then also I'm going to run a What is Coaching event every month, but I'm going to ask a different leader in my downline, not just personally sponsored coaches, but just whoever I feel like in my downline, you know, for whatever reason, I feel like I want them to do it with me that month, but just to run the event with me that month, so that I kind of develop, first of all, this library of like all different coaches running it with me and different perspectives, but also just to find that leader who I feel like is rising up and might need that, you know, moment of encouragement, saying, I want you to run this group with me, because that can really, just asking somebody to do that can really boost their confidence. So That's all I got.
Oh, that was beautiful. I just want to reiterate, I love the fact that you said your leaders are not necessarily the diamonds who actually got there. That was such a great point. So looking for those traits. Gosh, I love that. Okay, who wants to go next? Vicky, you go.
Oh. So I love the fact that Amy said that she gets everyone, not just diamonds or emeralds, to be live in the team page. This is something that I actually recently started doing because when I was getting help and delegating from just my diamonds, it feels like it's the law of familiarity, you know, like it just goes in one ear and out the other. And they're like, oh, she's a diamond coach, so of course she gets all that done all the time. But what I've noticed is the fire that comes from brand new coaches, and you all know what I'm talking about. Like, they're so freaking excited. If they hit Success Club their first month, if they lost 10 pounds, they just have this fire inside of them. And so having those coaches go live in the team page has ignited a new flame for the whole team combined. And so you see new coaches coming on board, and they're talking about the things that they did, staying in phase one, of course, because they're duplicating what their upline is doing, hopefully. And that's what I'm doing, always staying in phase one and letting my coaches know, be the challenger first. Like, always be the challenger. Don't focus on the coaching part if you can't even get your product, be the product of the product. If you can't get your Shakeology in, if you can't get your personal development in. And I preach so much about self-love and personal development, like it bleeds out my ears. I'm sure my coaches, like, it's fine, it's good. But having the personal development aspect as really intensified in our group, and having my brand new coaches come in and talk about like the things that they've done or what's worked for them, or, you know, doing their power pockets or whatever, and just having them come in live in the group, it really brings, I think it brings a different kind of unified, I make shit up, I make words up, so don't mind me. It brings a different unity in the team, besides just having the diamonds or the star diamonds go live in the team page. So I love that I've been doing that. And it just started, you know, like 2 weeks ago, maybe, I'm going to be honest. But it's been huge. And having them guest speak on the team call, which we're going to start doing, they're really nervous about it. Yes, Ashleen, I love you, boo. They're really nervous about it, but I think this is going to help them become leaders right away, instead of like thinking like, oh my gosh, diamond is so like overcomplicating, or it's too scary to get there. But like when they start showing up on team calls and they're speaking and stuff, I think that's going to help build their confidence. And another thing that we've been doing, instead of our weekly team call trainings where I just speak about a team call, or about a training topic, I have it really engaged. So I start calling on people, kind of like we do in the mastermind groups, but I call on them. Like, they don't have to be diamond, they don't have to be making Success Club, but I'm like, I want to hear from everybody. And that's been really helpful too. So that's my little tidbit.
Love it.
Okay, I can go if you want. I actually wanted to, first of all, everything's amazing, and I do practice a lot, but I really like the idea of the new coaches. It's brilliant, because I don't know, I probably, like all you, after the new year, where I'm feeling a lot of new coach energy, which is amazing, but I guess the team doesn't necessarily see it. So that's awesome. But I had a shift in November with my team, and I posted on the wall, but I know the wall's been kind of hard to be on, so I don't know how many of you saw it, but it really shifted in my team. I don't know about any of you, or if you read any Audible, or if you've ever played Candy Crush, or if you've done any sort of anything, they have little reward systems along the way, you know, little badges. And because I found myself being a neurotic freak on Audible, seeing what badges I had earned, I thought, well, yeah, maybe my team would do the same thing. So in following up with what Ashleen was saying, this actually is like every day on our team there's getting recognition now, because I have simple badges that people can earn. When a new coach comes on, they can earn their quick start badge right away. And so it's kind of like a quick way to get recognized. And then they usually contact me and tell me more about these badges. And even though they're explained, I have an off-site training. I found that Facebook groups and trainings, that's what I was doing. And I found I was broke last year. I would have a Success Starter 1 or 2 months, and then they wouldn't get the third month. And I found when I did this shift now, like my new coaches I have my Success Starters are all hitting Success Starters this year, and it's working. And I found that it gives them a system to always go back to, okay, what badge is next? And so I'll be happy to share them with you if you haven't seen them on the wall, and my system. You can make your own. It's just kind of like a simple way. And then all I do is when a new coach comes on my personally sponsored page, because
you guys are probably like me where you have your team page and then your PS page. I always say, like, when they join the team, I put their badge chart on my personally sponsored page, and then I just update that. I just delete their picture in the album and update their new picture with their badges. And then I say, congratulations, so-and-so, for earning this badge. And I mean, I have social butterfly badge where it's if they've shared their shake, shared their workout, share or recognize somebody else. I kind of walk them through their vitals, but with badges. And so it kind of goes in line with those little recognition. I think for some reason recognition is just so huge. And so that's been my little thing, but I really love the mystery gift of the week idea. So thank you for that. I'm going to be doing that as well. But that's my tidbit.
Christy, I love it. Share in our group page, please, because we're all curious. I get the badges out with my Fitbit, and I'm like, okay, what's the London Bridge badge? But it's really cool when you kind of understand. So, no, I love that. If you'll post that in our group page, that is amazing. Thank you so much. Courtney, I know you've been dying to go, girlfriend.
I just feel like I got to get in. I thought my husband was going to, like, walk in here and deliver me breakfast. So, of course, when I was talking. About a year ago, I was feeling like I had hit 5-star, and I had leaders on my team, and all of the leaders were doing their own thing. And so here I had this team page that was like dead, right? And I was running, doing the daily activities in there and doing the recognition posts, but they were doing recognition posts in their page. It was just so much for our new coaches. Also being added to uplines pages. And so I kind of approached some of the, I guess really 2 stars in my downline and said, why don't we all come together? And it was kind of a little like an ego thing a little bit, because me being the upline, my team was the one that had everybody in it. And so in my team name, I think it's all important to us, right? It's kind of like our identity. And so what we decided to do when we all came together was we were going to make a new team name for this united group of all of these leaders coming together, because we were like, we're all doing the same activities in our own team pages, and we're essentially wasting a lot of time. And so there was 4 of us that were 2 to 5-star and created this new team name. And I changed my team name to this new name, which was a united name. And we explained to everybody that this was the way it was going to go from here on out, that this was going to be a place where we'd all come together, support each other, one page for everything. And then as new leaders started to develop within our team, they would kind of really start to not necessarily take a leadership role, but also like their team logo would go up onto this. So our group name for this new team was Boss Babes United. So we would have all the different logos of the people that got to a certain rank. And at that time, we decided 2-star was that rank. Now, after listening to all of you, I'm like, you know what? We should probably start encouraging some of the newer leaders on the team to take that leadership role. But it changed everything amongst our team. The amount of interaction on our posts, the amount of people, the confusion went away of not knowing where to go and who was posting. And then on top of it, we broke down daily activities or monthly activities, so all wasn't falling on each of us. And we have our one person that's supposed to post about the National Wake Up Call, somebody that does twice a month Success Club shout outs and recognition, somebody that recognizes the leadership ladder. So it's not falling on one person, and then there's nothing to worry about there. I think that it has created so much unity and excitement, and I don't know, it's really been a neat experience to do it versus seeing everybody doing all this work on their own. And I know somebody posted in the wall about it the other day. I believe it was Sarah Gobb, saying that she kind of had to let everybody and all of her leaders know that her team page wasn't going to be a place just to come and do recognition or new coach announcements. And that was what was happening with my page. And so now everybody comes together, we work together, and it's been a really great thing. So I still have my team name, but I just utilize that for I have a PS coach page, which I don't post on as much. But it's just for my personally sponsored coaches, and that's my team. But this team as a whole, which is my downline, we have a totally different team name, and it's been really cool. For Summit, we made t-shirts for that, so everybody had that one same common thread, I guess. So
oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I've had a lot of coaches that have done that and find greatness in it. Obviously, we know as it is getting to the top, it is very lonely. So that's why you want to take your leaders with you. And if you can do that, go.
One more thing I wanted to say, and I know this is something I think people were doing at the end of last year where you do kind of like a Success Club shout out thing. We do a post on the first of every month that has a different theme, where as soon as somebody has a Success Club sale, help somebody in any way, they come in and they comment on that thread. And I think when it started originally, it was like ring the bell. And so we do a different theme. And this month is Pinch Me, because it's, St. Patrick's Day. And it's got a big 40th clover or whatever. And you guys, people so far down in the downline, you can do Success Club recognition at the end of the month or whatever. But when you know how exciting it is, I still get excited when I help someone with a challenge pack. And so I think them seeing the leaders and even myself coming in, they're like, hey, I helped somebody with an all access challenge pack, and we go in and that's constantly getting bumped to the top of our team page, and they're seeing that. And I think it's also they're seeing, well, gosh, these other people are doing that daily. I got to get to Success Club. And so there's a theme every month with it. We create a cute little graphic, and it's been we've probably been doing that for 6 months now. I really, really like it.
Thank you so much. I'm going to cut this call off right there because I don't want it to cut on any of you speaking about this. So I will post the recording, obviously, in our page, in our thread. And if you want to comment, if you have any other best practices, because I know not everybody was able to share. But I love I don't have anything else more to put on there because this was that incredible. But I will ask you, what is our theme for next call? We have a call in 2 weeks. What's our topic? Go. Yeah, Tulin, I see you trying to unmute.
Duplicating among our team.
Okay, duplication.
Sorry, I'm ringing everywhere.
Okay, duplication. What else? Anybody else? No? Allie, you look like you have anything.
Sorry, I'm walking outside with Jenna. I would love to see how people are getting their team to really open up and be vulnerable. So something on the power of vulnerability. I know the National Wake Up Call was amazing this morning, but I think just